Imagine this. You wake up refreshed from a nice long sleep in which your sleep tracker has optimized the room temperature and the lighting. You make your way to the kitchen, and there is your freshly brewed cup of coffee to your liking, ready to go. You sit down in your kitchen and grab your nearest device, and there you have a smart calendar sync that essentially voice briefs you on what your calendar is like, your day's agenda, the weather, and the traffic conditions. You then get a hour by hour schedule that adjusts accordingly so that you can make it into the office for your first meeting. After you get ready, your car is waiting for you and drives you to the office. When you get to the office, your email is sorted and there are draft responses waiting for you to review and respond at the touch of a button. Your first meeting has a document prepared with talking points. While you're at work, your refrigerator is busy. It is making a grocery list based on the inventory it's taken, and it's actually placing an order so that your groceries get delivered at the time and day that you like. And it meal plans for you according to what you've got in your refrigerator. Does this sound futuristic? Well, it's not. There's no nostalgia here, but it's happening. Now, it seems like it's been a recent occurrence that AI has just come fast and furious and it's in everything. However, it's been around for a while, and if you notice this timeline, it all started in 1956 at a conference called the Dartmouth Conference. And at this conference, the question was posed to explore whether machines could simulate human intelligence. And that's where it started. And it took many years later, if you'll notice, 1997, before something large happened that put it on the map. And that was when IBM's computer, Deep Blue, defeated a chess champion at that time named Garry Kasparov. It actually won 2 out of 6 games, and that was huge. And then another time lapsed, and 2011 rolls around, and another IBM win. IBM Watson wins Jeopardy! And it was against not just any contestant, it was against 2 very famous contestants. One was Ken Jennings, who had a 74-game winning streak, and the other was a man by the name of Brad Rutter, who had won the highest dollars to date. So that really proved that AI could interpret human language, understand context, and make decisions real time. We then roll along to 2016, and this was significant because AlphaGo, which is a computer, defeats a champion in a game called Go. And this game was based on intuition and pattern recognition. So again, another leap for AI. And then we come to our recent years, 2022, ChatGPT launches. Especially parents in the crowd, have all heard of ChatGPT. And then recently in 2025, AI has just become embedded in everything we do. Every app we pick up, it's just here. It's here to stay. Is this a good thing or not? It's a loaded question. Let's explore. AI definitely enhances our lives in many ways. It saves us time, it helps us make smarter decisions, it makes life more convenient. Along with the technology I mentioned in the intro, in our perfect imagine this scenario, there's so much more. There's things like document summarization where you can upload a huge document and in the matter of seconds get a summary. Everything has a voice command, which makes it super convenient. Navigation apps, we've found that even though they're not spot on, they're real time now. They're looking at traffic that's happening at this time and rerouting us to get us to where we're going faster. The health industry is really using AI. Health tracking and diagnosis are huge. Language translation when we travel. And they even have education apps now and ways of learning that adapt to the students and their learning styles and the pace of learn. These are all such good things. There's a few examples that I'm personally using here that I thought were worth bringing up. And one is fun and one's work related. So this first one is a picture of my plane staircase. And one day I got this idea that I'm going to upload this to Chat GPT and have them redesign my staircase or decorate it. Now you'll notice here at the bottom of the staircase is Schneider, my dog. He's carrying a toy. And here's what I got. So do you think I'm out shopping for green shades of paint? I am. But there's something that you should note. Look at Schneider. He's now a cat. Do you think Schneider liked that? He does not like that. But it's a point that I want to make that AI, you have to take a step back and do a reality check. And this is a funny example, but I'll get into a little bit later here. The other example I'm using is this really convenient app called Copilot. It's not really an app, but it's embedded in my Microsoft Outlook. And if you'll notice on the left, this is just a screenshot of the menu that I see when I go into my email. And it's literally 2 clicks below right in my Microsoft Outlook. I don't have to jump over to Google. I don't have to grab my phone. I don't have to do anything like that. I just click in there. And this is a real life example of one day I just wanted to get a DSO calc on the fly. And I just simply at the top input the numbers that are applicable to get a DSO calculation. And literally I instantly got this DSO calc. And I went back and I calculated it to make sure, and it was spot on. So this is super helpful and I love using it. But I want to say with all advantages, there are costs. Now, some of the major costs that we've all been hearing about in the news are privacy and data misuse, bias in algorithms, job displacement, potential loss of control. One of a newsworthy article I just read last week was that Delta Airlines is moving to an AI platform where they're doing an AI pricing to set fares. And this had me thinking how often do we get on to look at an airfare and then even 20 minutes later, if you decide to buy it, it's jumped up. It's like there's got to be something going on here. And so now Delta is being transparent about it. And I feel like it's already happening, but now there's going to be more scrutiny on it. So this will be a test. If they can pull this off and make a profit without drawing too much attention, then it'll probably continue. But if not, there could be some regulation. Here's some examples of some of the other issues that can happen, like with privacy and data misuse. What if your fitness app collects your data and then submits it to insurance companies and you either can't get insurance or your premiums go up? What if there's a bias in an algorithm in your AI hiring tool at work and certain groups are hired in preference to other groups? What about job displacement? That's a huge one. The company I work for right now is dealing with that. And then what about a potential loss of control where AI gets involved with the stock market and before human intervention, there's a huge crash? There's just a lot that can go wrong. So what do we do as an average consumer? What we do is, to sum things up, is AI is a tool. It reflects how we use it. Ethical design and regulation are key, and we must guide AI development responsibly. And as an average consumer, the way that we do that is we stay informed. We understand how AI is used in our life, in our apps, at work, in our devices, our cars. We make sure to make that effort, and we balance efficiency with ethics. So if you're automating daily repetitive tasks, ask yourself if any of these require empathy, judgment, or creativity, because guess what? A machine can never have that as much as we think they could. AI might not be the right tool if one of those is needed. Review the data that's being collected and only use platforms that offer transparency and control over your personal information. Advocate for this transparency and support brands that publish their AI ethics and policies, and share feedback with the companies that don't. Invest in your human skills. Again, creativity, empathy, critical thinking, and judgment. Those are human. Invest in those skills. In closing, here's a quote by Neil Sahota. He's the IBM Master Inventor and United Nations AI Advisor. AI is not inherently good or bad, it's a tool. The outcome depends on how we design, deploy, and govern it. Thank you.